Some people are depressed, others are just lazy. But here's the real problem. A lot of men confuse the two. If you've been feeling stuck, unmotivated, or like nothing pushes you anymore, this video is for you. Because what you think is depression might just be habits, mindset, and weak discipline. Most guys today are burnt out and confused. They think they're depressed, they just lack structure, challenge, and direction. If you've ever said, I'm tired all the time, nothing motivates me, I just kind of feel numb, this video will explain why. Because when you're lazy, not depressed, the fix is actually simple if you're willing to be honest with yourself. I know what that feels like. I've had days where I stay in bed and I don't want to get up. I want to just scroll through TikTok and DM a bunch of girls that don't like me to make myself feel good in the moment, but it doesn't get me anywhere. When I fix this mindset, including my habits and changing my environment with the people I spend time with, I now run a successful 7-figure business where I coach men to build their personal brand and establish their business using social media. And just like most men, when I used to feel sad and angry, I wasn't depressed, I was just distracted. And if that might be you, pay attention. But before we get into the first sign, I want to give you something that would have changed everything for me early on. I have a free training that breaks down how I built a 7-figure business using my smartphone and how you can as well. It's completely free. All you have to do is go in the link in the description. It will be pinned up top and you can grab this guide to teach you how you can turn your cell phone from doom scrolling and wasting energy to something profitable that lasts a lifetime. Now let's get right into it. Sign number 1, you delay everything until you feel like it. Here's the thing, man. Discipline doesn't just rely on motivation. Motivation is a very fleeting feeling. Motivation comes and goes, right? You can't feel like it to be successful every single day. You can only do what you need to do regardless of how you feel. This is something that helped me tremendously, like improve my state of mind of victimhood. For a long part of my life, I will be honest and say that I thought that everybody was against me. I thought that it was never my fault. I thought that everybody's gonna, the people who are successful because of some odd, reason, some magic that they did. But I was always relying on motivation. The truth is, waiting until you feel ready guarantees failure because you will never feel ready. You will never always be in the mood. You will never always be motivated. I want you as a man to disregard your emotion, disregard your feeling. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, all right? Because you're an emotional being. We're human emotional beings. However, as a man on the road and the journey to be successful, your feelings are a handicap. They're gonna come and go. How you feel right now watching this video, maybe you're upset that I'm telling you this, maybe you're intrigued by me telling you this, but the reality is this, that feeling will go away too, all right? After this video is done, hopefully you take some action, but in an hour or so, you're gonna have experienced another feeling. So the truth here is, you're gonna have feelings come and go all the time. Why will you make emotional and permanent decisions and permanent actions from a fleeting behavior? Once I realized this, I stopped letting my emotions dictate my life. I stopped letting my emotions tell me what to do, right? What's the point? I'm gonna be happy right now, and I might not be so happy in the evening. I might not be so happy at nighttime. What's the point? Why would I be listening to how I feel? How will I let my own mind have that much control in my life to where it's making me make decisions that are not beneficial for me? And what you have to realize is that your brain follows your body, right? Your brain is gonna go after what your body is doing. Action over inaction. Your brain, if you get up in the morning and you just do what you're supposed to do, your brain will start to justify it. A lot of the times, the reason why we're stuck as men is simply because we let our body dictate what the brain is and the mind is gonna do. When you sit in bed and you doom scroll, when you sit in bed and you watch porn, when you sit in bed and you fantasize about women that don't even know who you are, or you procrastinate, guess what you're telling your brain? It's okay for me to do this. And your brain wants to avoid as much complexity as possible. Your brain wants to do everything it can to not face challenges. So the more comforting you make your life, the more comforting you make your day-to-day, you're actually training your brain to like this. But the moment you force yourself to do what's hard, you force your brain to act. You force your brain to make the best decisions. Your body leads your mind. Strong body, strong mind. Successful people don't rely on motivation. No one I know that is making millions of dollars a year, and that's the standard, guys. If you're not aiming to be a multi-millionaire, whether it would be with your business or your company, whatever it is, you're joking. You're kidding with life. And that's the real truth. If you came on this planet, you're watching this damn video, and your goal is not to make as much money as possible, take care of your family, be in tremendous shape, what's the point? Living a mediocre life for what? I'm here to try to motivate as many men, right? Here, I'm motivating you. You love motivation so damn much. I'm motivating you to not sit your ass on the damn bed and be a mediocre being. Because every successful person that I've seen refuses to be mediocre. They hate it. They can't live with themselves. And they damn sure don't rely on motivation. If you need rah-rah and FedEx gotta scream at your face for you to get up and do what you're supposed to do, you're never gonna make it. All right. And I know you guys guys are not watching my videos because you want to be average. I know you're not. If you wanted to be average, you can just go be a regular human being, consume regular content, consume brain rot. There are plenty of creators doing that. Sitting up here screaming and yelling in your face, and you watching them for entertainment, but your life doesn't improve and they're getting richer and richer. You can keep doing that, or you can decide to listen to the people who are challenging you to be a better person. Everybody's scamming you, buddy, right? Everybody's trying to brainwash you. At least the brainwash I'm trying to do for you is to help you live a better life. Everybody else is brainwashing you to keep you mediocre. Whether that's encouraging you to be an idiot and consume content that doesn't improve your life, or encouraging you to be mediocre and do just enough to survive. Everybody's doing it. Think about it. I want you to zoom out for a second, because I talked about this on my Instagram stories this past week, and guys were like, yo, you need to make a video on this. If you want to understand how life works, right, you have to be able to zoom out and zoom in. Okay, what do I do every single day? That's the zooming in part. Who am I? What am I doing every day to get closer and closer to my goals? That's the zooming in part. But if you want to zoom out, zooming out also gives you perspective, and look at your life. Look at the things that you consume. The things that you're watching and consuming, the sports, the entertainment, the content, and the nonsense you're watching, is that making your life better? Are the people who you want to be like, are they doing what they're telling you to do? Let me ask you a question, buddy. You watch LeBron James, you watch sports. Is LeBron sitting at home watching himself? Is he watching other people? Sure, he can do that once he's already LeBron, but he had to go put in the work to become the best person that he can be. He had to maximize his skill set. Everybody wants you to consume, and not create anything. And I'm telling you, the most successful people I know, they're not sitting up there relying on motivation. They're doing what they have to do regardless of how they feel. If you ignore this, you're gonna keep procrastinating. You're gonna keep falling behind. You're gonna keep living life like a mediocre person. You're gonna keep doing the bare minimum. Realize in 5 years, you've accomplished nothing. You're gonna realize in 10 years, everybody has left you past. Everybody has passed you up. But if you do decide to say, okay, today's the day I'm gonna change. Today's the day I'm gonna start being better. You start putting in the daily deposits today, you will notice a great life coming for you. You will notice more control. You will notice, hey, how the fuck I'm gonna feel depressed? How the fuck is that even making any I'm so damn busy. I don't want to get political. I'm not going to get political. But, there's a political figure that I don't agree who they are. I'm just giving the perspective here. And they stated, work so damn hard, you don't feel depression. This is the truth. Right? I'm not into politics, but that's the truth. If you work so hard, if you're so focused, how the fuck? I don't even got time to remember when I'm upset. I got too much shit to do. I feel upset right now. Okay, I got to make a video. I got to coach. I got to get on calls. I take about 5 to 6 brand calls every day, Monday through Thursday, literally every day, with our businesses that we help and bring visibility into their brand. And I gotta go to the gym. I don't got time to feel depressed. Not too much shit to do. Then on the weekend is when I film my videos for the rest of the week. The tens of pieces of content that you see me post every week, I gotta do that all in a batch. There's no way in the world I'll be able to do that during the week because I have too many calls to get on. We're building big businesses over here. So this is the reality, man. Like, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you're busy, you don't got time for the nonsense. A lot of you guys, you think you're depressed simply because you're lazy and you're not busy enough. It's that simple. But listen, even if you master doing what you're supposed to do, regardless of how you feel, there's one behavior that silently kills your energy without you even noticing. And that's what I'm about to go over next. Sign number 2, you start and end your day on the phone. Listen, scrolling, the first thing you do in the morning, fills your brain with dopamine. That actually numbs your drive and makes everything else you do in that day feel boring. You getting on your phone, the first thing you do out of bed, just makes you feel like, damn, what's going on my phone is just so exciting. Then everything else is boring to you. Everything else. And that's why you're having such a hard time staying focused throughout the day. Social media trains your brain to be reactive, not proactive. It forces you to sit there and consume, react, not create or be proactive. It doesn't do any of that for you. And what you end up doing is you start every day of your life reacting to everybody else's life instead of creating your own path. You get more dopamine than watching everybody else live their life than you do from creating your own path. This is what starting the day on the phone and ending the day on the phone does to you. You become a reactive person. You become somebody that lives for the entertainment. But if we look at your life, nothing is getting accomplished. And you know it's the truth. You know you're behind. You know you haven't really done much. And honestly, constant stimulation like this leaves your mind and your nervous system in fight or flight mode because you're always having to react and you become angry, anxious. Why do you think that a lot of men are going through anxiety and all this stuff? It's because they are so reactive. Spectators of life. Your only action is when something is presented in front of you. You don't take action out of original thought. That's very, very bad. If you keep living your life like this, you're going to be anxious. You're going to actually be depressed, right? You're going to be reactive. You're not going to be able to formulate original thoughts. You won't be able to do anything without being told. Social media is programming us to be like literally programming you to be programmed, programming you to be an NPC, easily controlled. Let's keep a bright screen in front of their face and make them consume, and they do nothing else. When we want to discuss propaganda, we know exactly where to put it. When we want to control the minds, we know exactly where to put it. Come on, man. Say, okay, I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm not gonna touch my phone. What I try to do is I try to leave my phone as far away from my bed as possible. So what I do, this is a trick for you guys. I put my phone on airplane mode when I go to bed. No notifications except my alarm is gonna go off. Only thing that can go off. No messages, no nothing. I got a busy life and my phone turns on. When I get up, I do not turn on the airplane mode until 9 a.m. From what time I get up around 7 a.m. I can work. I can have 2 hours of deep work, whether that be planning emails, meetings, whatever I need to do in that morning to get my day started, get in my morning, like getting ready for the gym. I can get that stuff done without any notifications. This primes my brain to be more action, not reaction. I create, not consume. Now, even if you don't start or end your day on your phone, there's one brutal sign of laziness that most people miss. And I'm about to talk about that next. Sign number 3, you complain more than you build. Oh my Lord. This is probably something that I myself had to shake free of my own shackles because I have a very argumentative personality, and I noticed that when I was very distracted, I was doing more complaining than actually building. The thing about it is complaining is like emotional leakage, right? It releases pressure without actually doing anything. This is also the same thing as people who announce their goals and dreams and then they never really accomplish it. That pressure, it makes you feel good in the moment. How about I just complain about everything? That makes me feel better. I don't actually accomplish anything, but complaining also helps me release that pressure of needing to do something with my life. High value men, speak less, do more. Live by actions. You want to be an action taker, not a shit talker. Talking about your problems, especially to people around you, women and family, doesn't do anything. Execution does. The more you execute, the better your life is going to be. All right. Every time you try to catch yourself complaining, stop yourself. No complaining over here. I'm going to do what I need to do regardless of how I feel. I'm not going to complain about it. Complaining literally just, it's a handicap because you get in the mood of just bitching and complaining, literally like a kid. Kids cry and complain because they don't have much power to do anything about what they're facing or how they're feeling. You're an adult now. You're not a kid anymore. Okay. Your words are going to shape your identity. The things you say, you become. The things you say and speak out into the universe, you consume. If your life is always sad and angry and you're always complaining about something, you're gonna keep just getting more sad and angry stuff. The more you force the universe to give you what you want, because you're not even gonna speak it into existence. I won't speak negative into existence. I'm gonna just live an excellent life. And I'm not gonna complain about bad stuff because I don't want more bad stuff to be attracted to me. And a beautiful thing about this is when you stop complaining and you start living by action, people respect you more. People know that you're a man of your words. People know that you're not somebody that just all talk. But listen, even if you stop talking about your problems, there's an even deeper issue if you don't actually solve them. And I'm about to discuss that next. Sign number 4, you never track your progress. The way you're gonna solve your problems is to track your progress. I always tell my students, listen, progress happens on a continuum, meaning that it doesn't happen all in one setting. It's not really as black as white as people make it seem. Progress is very on, off. It's not a straight line. It's very up and down. And what gets measured gets managed. And what gets measured gets managed. All right. If you're not tracking your little progress, if you're not tracking your health, your fitness, your wealth, how is it going to grow? If you're just expecting some grandiose life change to happen at some point, it's not going to happen. You have to see what you can do every single day. Micro speed, macro patience. How can you work towards your goals every single day, right? But zooming out enough to understand that's going to take you time to get there. So tracking your progress is incredibly important. To give you a perfect example of this, when I started to track my finances, I started to make more money. I was already making 6 figures, but I didn't even check my numbers. Literally every day now, I'm going through the numbers. How much did I spend yesterday? How much did I make? How can I make myself a more efficient businessman? And it just drives up revenue. If I'm sitting up here guessing, nothing grows. Lack of tracking leads to false narrative. When you're not tracking, you think you're doing better than you are. This is why most people who are out of shape get obese. This is why most people in bad positions get in worse positions, because they always justify to themselves that it's not as bad as it is. And then before you know it, it gets worse. Why is that? Because they're not tracking. If you track your expenses every day and you're seeing where you're bleeding money, you're seeing how much money you're not making, you're going to be a lot more smart with your money. But if you check your expenses, you look at your bank account once a month when it's time to pay rent, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to miss all the little things of the day that are going to stop you from feeling so lost and clueless at the end of the month. So when you measure, you catch yourself going down a deeper and deeper hole. So you want to make sure that you're tracking your sleep, tracking your fitness, tracking your calories, tracking as many things as possible so you leave results out of the hands of guesswork. You make getting results a priority and a commitment to your life because you have full control. And even with all that progress, there's one quiet, lazy habit that can destroy everything you've built, which is sign number 5. You let your feelings run the show. Your emotions are signals, not instructions. I talked about this earlier, but allowing yourself to detach from your emotions is going to save your life as a man. Whether that be controlling your lust, controlling your anger, controlling your temper, having better decision-making skills will get you as far as you want in life. Without those things, I sincerely believe that lack of emotional control is what ruins 99.9% of men. Not stopping yourself from doing stupid shit, not stopping yourself from doing dumb stuff, not stopping yourself from ruining your damn life because you can't control how you feel. Weak men are not men that, have self-control. Weak men are men that can't control themselves. If you're easily triggered, if you're easily put off center, if somebody can say something to you that pisses you off and changes your whole day and gets you riled up, or worse, makes you violent, you're a weak man. There is nothing that anyone should be able to tell you out of their mouth that can get you to do things that will ruin your life. That's why you're not happy and you're lazy, because you're so reactive. And when you control your emotions, you also have delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is the cheat code to success. All right, I'm not going to be instantly gratified. I'm not going to instantly listen to my emotions. I'm not going to instantly just do things because I feel like it. I'm going to make conscious decisions that are good for me so I can become a better man. I can have better things happen to me. I can have more favors dawned upon me. If you don't do this, you're going to become known for your inconsistency. You're going to become known for being reactive. So if any of those signs hit, this was your wake-up call. You're not broken. You just need new standards. But here's something I didn't tell you yet. None of this works long-term unless you learn how to build a personal brand that allows you to create respect for yourself. Life as a man means that you have meaning, you have purpose. Without that, none of this stuff we just talked about works. So click on this video right here to see why I started documenting my life and how it changed everything for me and why I can do the same thing for you. I'll see you there.